time. Fact, in Malaysia we have the same thing, but instead of 30 minutes we have to start from 9 AM and end at 5 PM. It's mandatory to do it again if you failed to renew your license in time.
My Malaysian friends told me that you can also bribe the dudes. I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know if my Malaysian friends are capping. That's what they told me. I mean, yes. Wait, what? I mean, it's probably illegal, you know, but that's what I'd heard. That's what my Malaysian friends had told me. They were like, things work differently here. That seems brutal, though. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, you would just do it. You know what I mean? I would not bribing. Sorry. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not Malaysian. I can't say if I would or not. But I would probably, you know, you would just make time. I literally got my license through bribing. Wasn't my decision, though. My parents chose it for me. I'm so painfully British and white that, like, the idea of bribing, like, in my head, it's like when I'm 13 and I'm like trying to figure out how do I engage in like sex. I'm like, I don't. So when do I bring up the courting? Do I mention my penis is available and willing to find some? You know, it's like there's no way in my mind that I could understand how it works. You know, bribing. I'm like, so do I bring up I have money? Do I tell them, you know, I'm ready? Like, how does this work? Hey yo, look, when you're like 13 and you watched American Pie or you watched that movie you shouldn't have watched, you're just like, yes, I will figure out how to do this. Slip a 50. In my head, I feel like there's just the odds of rejection are too high.
Don't, you're gonna have a hard time from the instructor plus the examiner when taking the tests. Like literally 1 inch off the parking line and they will fail you. If you didn't, you can crash and they'll still let you through.
Damn. Would this change your mind? I'd have such bad bribing aura that they would just arrest me out of like, they're like, we gotta arrest one person. It's gonna be this guy. It's gonna be this guy. This fraud. We gotta say we didn't take every bribe. You don't bribe that way, you gotta know a guy. I don't have bribing aura. I'm so painfully like, I don't want to deal with that like, even in the UK, they have like this annoying tipping system where they add the tip, but it's completely mandatory and you got to ask them to remove it. I'm so British that I'm like, I don't want to deal with having to ask them to remove this. I don't want to have that conversation. Would you rather tip culture or bribe culture? Like, probably bribe culture, to be honest. Probably bribe culture. I don't know. I mean, it's probably a net worse for society having a bribe culture, but there's just something that like feels so horrible about tipping culture. I don't know how to describe it. I hate tipping culture. There's something like, I guess like I can't be mad at someone if they bribe and it works. I'm mad at the person for accepting it. I'm just mad every time I have to tip. You know, especially when it's like a big meal and they're like, yeah, it's going to be $100 with tip. I'm like, because that's 20%. I'm like, what? The US has both. Yeah, just let it run wild, bro. Let it run. Either way, they're both bad. And TLDR, I mean, obviously when I'm talking about, yeah, I prefer bribe in jest, obviously, or I would prefer none of it.